What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update. So I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys, so first off, thank you for that. But I want to address the future stimulus packages that we might see. Now, we have a lot that's currently being discussed. There is a chance of a fourth stimulus check. Currently, many progressives are pushing for not just a fourth check, but a monthly recurring check. Some are at the tune of $2,000 per month, and I want to give you my kind of feedback updates and let you in on kind of what the experts are saying at this point. Again, I'm not the expert, I'm just a guy on YouTube providing you with a stimulus update. So let's get into it. First, we're going to go over the chances of us seeing a stimulus check or a fourth stimulus check. As to the amount, we don't know that yet, but this is going to be following the current round of $1,400 stimulus checks that many people are already getting. Then I want to address how progressives are pushing for free healthcare, and then we are going to touch on the possible eviction crisis that is looming and just around the corner. So, make sure you go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Also, share this video with your friends and family on Facebook so they too can stay updated as well. Now, in regards to the $1,400 stimulus checks, let's just touch on that really quickly because many Americans are already getting these checks. You may have already seen yours hit your bank account if you get direct deposit. If you are getting a paper check, the IRS has stated that they sent out 150,000 checks as of yesterday. However, most are not expected to get a paper check. Some will, but there's not going to be a lot of paper checks. The majority of Americans that do not get direct deposit are actually going to get a prepaid debit card. That is according to many reports. Now, the prepaid debit cards as well as your direct express payments, so if you get any type of Social Security benefit, those payments will most likely not come this coming week, but they would most likely come the week after, so the week of March 29th. So just keep that in mind. The payments are coming, but they are somewhat a little slow if it's going to be through mail, through a prepaid debit card, or through a paper check. So, and just to give you an idea, if you received either the $1,200 stimulus check or the $600 stimulus check, then yes, the IRS knows about you, and you would most likely get the $1,400 stimulus check through the same form. So if it was through direct deposit, that's where you'd get it. If it's through a paper check or a prepaid debit card, that's where you'd get that one. All right. So now we touched on that. Let's address the possibility of a fourth stimulus check. And I want to do this because for the longest time, nobody expected we were going to get the initial $1,200 check. But it came out very quickly. That was great. And then everybody was on the, saying that no, we're not going to get a second stimulus check. That's not even possible. Well, we did get a second stimulus check for $600. Then once we received the second check, then we get a lot of people saying, no, there's no way we're going to see a third stimulus check. Well, we did, or we are, and it's for $1,400. Well, now there's actually a push for an additional check, for a fourth stimulus check or a recurring monthly check. But the problem is right now that most progressives are not pushing for just one single payment for a fourth stimulus check. They're pushing for a monthly stimulus check. This has people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Ro Khanna, and so many more that want this exact same thing, a monthly stimulus check. They say a one-time payment of $1,400 is good, but it will not provide the American people with the relief that they truly need. That is a big issue. Now, we know the American people need more relief. Just this morning, we know that the jobs are not coming back as quickly as many people expected. Today, we were anticipating to see about 700,000 additional jobless claims. That was the report coming out this morning. However, it was actually higher than what we expected. The numbers came in at 770,000 new jobless claims from last week alone. Now, that is not good. We don't want to see our numbers increase. We want to see the expectation or lower. And this, obviously, we didn't hit. So, there is still a need for additional relief for the American people. What I can tell you right now is before the $1.9 trillion stimulus package was passed, a group of over 50 progressives in the House, they actually were trying to entice or get President Biden to agree to a monthly stimulus check. However, it didn't happen. We got a $1,400 stimulus check. Well, they also said one single payment would not be enough, which now economists are saying that's true. It most likely will not be enough simply because the American people, after many polls, the American people are not going to spend their $1,400 stimulus check just yet. What they're going to do, they're going to hold on to it. They're going to wait. And hopefully when we see reports of a new stimulus check passing, then they're going to start to spend it. And that's the issue right now is some economists are saying, no, you have to entice the American people to spend their money. The only way to do that is to give them more. Okay, well, and then a couple weeks ago, we got to see a letter from over 10 Senate Democrats urging the exact same thing. They want to see a monthly stimulus check. So that is also good news there. Now, I want to explain kind of the percentage of the chances of another stimulus check actually happening. So first off, for a recurring stimulus check, I personally predict we're going to see this maybe, it's going to be about 5% chance, maybe a little bit less than that. And I say this because many experts do not anticipate President Biden would sign off on such a large package when there's very little expectation that anticipation that these funds are going to go back into the economy fairly quickly. Most people are anticipating this money is going to sit on the sideline and wait for whatever may come next. So we will see. But here's the big thing. Many experts, okay, not myself, remember I'm the guy on YouTube. Many experts are putting a fourth stimulus check around 50 to 60% chance of passing. Now, I want to be 100% clear with this. This means that we have like a 40 to 45% chance of not seeing a stimulus check at all. Okay? But there's now like a 50, 50, 60, 65% chance of seeing something. So there's a higher chance that, yes, there will be another stimulus check, but there's also the possibility of no, there will not. But the key here, again, it's all based off what progressives are doing, what they are proposing, and what they are pushing for. Right now, we know progressives want to see a $15 minimum wage provision in the next bill. However, Bernie Sanders has already stated he is pretty sure we're going to have to do another budget reconciliation bill for this Build Back Better plan. And if that's the case, the problem there is we cannot do a $15 minimum wage provision in a budget reconciliation due to the Senate parliamentarian and the Senate's rules. So because of that, the $15 minimum wage pretty much just gets cut. However, the $15 per hour mark is something that we need to keep in mind because that is going to play an impact into who would qualify for the stimulus checks if we do get a fourth one. So here's what we're hearing. Chances are, if we cannot get a $15 minimum wage provision into the next bill, then we are going to see Democrats pretty much just sideline the $15 minimum wage and instead change it out for, yeah, you guessed it, a stimulus check. However, they would most likely only include the low-income individuals and the low-income families into this fourth stimulus check proposal. Meaning, experts are currently anticipating if we see a fourth stimulus check, and again, people are saying it's about 50% chance that we see this, then it would most likely go to any individual earning less than $30,000 per year or any couple earning less than $60,000. If you do the math, okay, just give you I'm not going to do the math, but just a quick little example. If you do the math, $15 an hour times 40 hours a week is $600. Well, if you times that over 52 weeks, that comes out to like $31,000. So that's kind of where they're getting the numbers of $30,000 per individual or less, you get a stimulus check, or $60,000 per couple or less, you get a stimulus check there as well. So that's kind of what we're hearing. So the chances of seeing another stimulus check are fairly high at this point. Some people said we had like a 50-50 chance of seeing a second stimulus check. They said we had an even smaller chance. We had like a 40% chance of seeing the $1,400 stimulus check. So now it's 50% chance we're going to see a fourth one. I would personally say that yes, there's a high likelihood that we do see this. However, who it goes to is kind of the question, but we will see. Now, right now, lawmakers are putting together the next bill. Nancy Pelosi says they are working on it. However, we don't know exactly when they will be done. But as we get more information on this Build Back Better plan, I promise I will keep you updated on all the new information. But progressives are not just pushing for a $15 minimum wage. They're not just pushing for a recurring stimulus check. They're also pushing for Medicare for all. Currently, there's reports that over 50% of House Democrats are co-sponsoring a Medicare for all bill. That is a lot of people co-sponsoring a bill, which means has a very high possibility it would pass. Estimates also say that about 70%, I think it's a little bit under 70%, of Americans want to see Medicare for all. And because of these high numbers of progressives that feel that now is the time to do this, chances are moving forward with this bill is going to be very easy. Remember, I said this yesterday, I said this the day before, I've said this for over a week. What we need to watch right now, because there were reports on this, I think on Monday, there were reports that Democrats have decided to change their strategy. They are not going to try and pass bills that they believe are popular amongst the American people. This is why they are doing polls. This is why they're trying to determine, do the American people, the American voters, do they support these bills and how many people actually do? And this is what Democrats are trying to pass. They want to pass popular pieces of legislation because the chances of these passing are fairly high, and the reason why they want to do this is because they know if they pass the popular pieces of legislation that the American people want, chances are the voters will vote them back in come this midterm election, which Democrats are very worried they could lose both the House and the Senate. And that is why many lawmakers are currently saying that having Medicare for all before this pandemic was clearly needed, but it should be even clearer now, which essentially, yes, it is. Many people do not have any health care. They do not know where to go. They have to pay for their deductible. They have to pay for their co-pays. They have to pay for all this stuff. And for many, especially people with no job or with a limited income, cannot afford to go to the doctor and get essential care. And this is where Democrats are saying we need to provide something to the American people. We should all have the proper health care. Now, even the chair of the Progressive Caucus, she posted this on Twitter yesterday. And she said, our healthcare system is ineffective, inefficient, and outrageously expensive, but there's a solution. We can put patients before profits and guarantee healthcare as a human right with hashtag Medicare for all. That's why I was proud to reintroduce it today. Let's get this done. So yes, an additional fourth stimulus check is possible, but the chances of seeing Medicare for all is actually fairly high as well, and many expect Medicare for all has a higher possibility than a fourth stimulus check, which means it is upwards of 50% chance that we do see Medicare for all passing in the near future. Now, with this bill introduced yesterday, even though she said today, this was a tweet pulled from yesterday. Now, it is only a matter of time before more and more lawmakers jump on board with this. If this is a popular piece of legislation that the American people want, it would be detrimental to lawmakers to oppose this because so many people want it. And this is why we're seeing these political games, because if more Democrats propose bills that the American people think are good for them, then chances are they would most likely retain their seat up in this upcoming election. So just keep that in mind. We are still about 2 years away, but this is something that lawmakers are worried about, and this is what's making it so difficult to get a lot of these bills passed. But as always, as I know more on this front, I promise I will keep you updated on everything that we hear. And in other news, Millions of Americans are still waiting to see if President Biden extends the eviction moratorium past March 31st. As of April 1st, that is when the eviction moratorium will expire. Now, currently, tenants have about 13 more days with some type of eviction moratorium protection before it expires. Well, even though Congress has recently passed about $50 billion for rental assistance, the Treasury is currently saying that there is roughly $70 billion in back rent still due. However, there's still a large amount of people that would not be able to get rental assistance because they made too much money and they just decided, no, I want to hold on to my money to protect myself, and now they are not trying to pay it to their landlord. Well, this is going to cause a mass eviction crisis very soon, and because of this, it's actually making it very difficult for these agencies to determine who should get the relief and who shouldn't. Right now, some are saying that the restrictions of who can actually get these funds is fairly strict, and because of that, many Americans are not even applying for these programs simply because they are thinking, well, I won't qualify anyway, so really, what is the point? Well, with many families behind over $10,000 in rent, estimates currently expect it would take roughly 5 years to pay this back. The issue here is if people are $10,000 behind in rent. Okay, let me just put this into kind of easier terms to understand. If you're behind $10,000, let's say it's $1,000 per month for your rent. You're behind 10 months, $10,000. Okay. Well, now you need to go and get a new apartment because you were just evicted, right? But you don't have a great job. You don't have great references. Obviously, you've been behind on your rent for 10 months. But you go and get a new apartment, let's say for $800 per month, right? So you go get a new apartment for $800, and you were originally paying $1,000. Well, if you can stick to that $1,000 per month payment, which is going to be very difficult because you couldn't afford it before, so how could you afford it now, right? Well, let's say you go and get an $800 apartment, and then you put on additional $200 onto that, but you pay that to your previous landlord. Well, at $200 per month, it's going to take you 50 months to pay that off, right? So you're looking at over 4 years to pay that off, that $10,000 debt. 4 years. But you still have to pay for this new apartment. And that's kind of where people are saying that, no, it's going to be almost impossible to get back. And I bring this up for 2 reasons. Number one, if you need any assistance, go and reach out to some rental assistance agencies. There's a lot of money there. There's going to be a lot of money left over according to recent reports because it's so strict who gets this funding that a lot of people will not qualify. So just keep that in mind. Go and apply. See if you even qualify. If you don't, okay, great, move on. But if you do, perfect, you can get the assistance. The second reason I bring this up is because if you are currently behind and you cannot get any assistance, you cannot pay anything to your landlord and they are looking to evict you, first let them know that, hey, if you evict me, then you essentially are pretty much waiving your right to get any rental assistance if I do qualify. So if you haven't applied, let your landlord know, hey, if you evict me and I'm not a current tenant, then I actually can't go and get rental assistance for you because I'm not an actual tenant. I'm a former tenant. And there's nothing in this bill for former tenants. So just let them know that. Now, I also wanted to bring this up because if you do have that possibility, you may be evicted, it is coming up in the next 2 weeks. Okay? So just keep that in mind. But as always, as I know more regarding this, I promise I will keep you updated as well. We could hear more regarding the eviction moratorium or a possible extension from President Biden. Most are not expecting this. I don't know if this will happen at this point. It's not going to go for very long. If it does, chances are we could see it be pushed back maybe another month or two in order to give more people time to get this rental assistance out to their landlords because right now it is fairly slow. So just keep that in mind. But again, as I know more there, I promise I will keep you updated. But that is what we're hearing as of this morning. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing so that I can keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.